Welcome to PA Timber Goose. Today is August 1st. Another awesome morning spent fishing along the Brandywine. Today I'm at the east branch of the Brandywine, fairly close to the road so you can hear the cars in the background. Didn't catch too many fish today. Brandywine is very low and the water is very clear, so that makes the trout very spooky. Did manage to catch a few bass and a few bluegills. Today I have my 3-weight 7-foot ultralight rod. Couldn't get anything on the fly, so I'm using some soft plastics today. Caught a few bass on this. And, ultralight fly rods are the way to go. They're very sensitive. You can feel anything that touches that fly, no matter how small the fish is, and you can feel the vibrations through the rod. You don't get that sensation with a 9-foot rod. Ever wonder where your trout come from? Got to get that gnat out of the back of my throat. I ate a few bugs this morning. They still taste nasty. Ever wonder where your trout come from, or what the only native trout is in Pennsylvania? The only native trout in Pennsylvania is a brook trout. That's the only thing we have. Rainbows and the brownies came from other areas. My favorite actually is a brook trout. They're very strong fighters. Sometimes they're too easy to catch. Brook trout live a very long time. You can have a 10-inch brookie that could be 15 to 20 years old. It depends on the habitat, how much room they have to grow, and how much food they have. Bugs are hungry. That one bit me in the eyelid. Rainbow trout came from the west coast. They were brought over as eggs and fried and released into our waterways. The brown trout came from Germany, and that came across the ocean. That came in milk cans, and they were brought over as eggs. They were hatched and stocked in our waterways. Brown trout can reproduce in the Pennsylvania waterways fairly easy. After they get to a certain size, they actually become a predator. They will eat everything and anything they can fit in their mouth. Other trout, frogs, tadpoles, any kind of crustacean. So brookies are my favorite, and after that I would pick a brown trout for their feistiness and how they bite and how they'll take your fly. Out of all three fish, the rainbow actually grow the fastest. The state likes to put 10-inch trout in, so a 10-inch trout's probably about 14 months old. You catch a 15-inch rainbow, he's about 3 to 4 years old. And the monster rainbow, which are around 20 inches, they're about 5 to 6 years old. 20-inch rainbows that everybody loves to catch, they're your breeder trout, and after they don't reproduce like they should, they usually get stocked into the waterways. How much food you feed your trout will actually contribute to how fast your trout can grow. There's two kinds of trout pellets. There's an inexpensive one and an expensive one. The expensive trout pellets will actually make your fish grow faster. They have more oil in them, so the trout will actually have a faster growth rate. Brook trout, rainbow trout, and brown trout all have different growth rates. A lot of cars going down 282. Rainbow have the fastest growth rate out of all three trout, and a lot of times that's usually what the commission will stock in most of your trout clubs because they're easier to grow and they have a faster growth rate. You can vary the trout's diet. You can use the expensive pellets or the cheap pellets. The cheap pellets, you'll get a very thin fish and it'll take longer for them to put on weight. But all kinds of birds buzzing by me here. Couple cardinals flying by, you could probably hear them chirping, chasing each other back and forth. Food for the trout actually contributes to the growth rate. Most of your hatcheries, pay ponds, they always go for the rainbow trout. Most of your trout clubs, they go for rainbow trout also because they're easier to grow. And this section of the Brandywine is very relaxing. It can be tough to fish sometimes because the water's so low. And it gets fished very hard. Try to let as many fish go as I can. Out of all the fish I caught this year, I think I only kept 7. I ate these last Sunday with my char griller. They were very delicious. Any trout I catch the rest of the season, I'll probably let them go, unless they're not going to make it. Had a few deer looking at me along the Brandywine today. It's rained on me 3 times. I was hiding under the bridge behind Marsh Creek Inn today. Quite a while till the rain stopped. Got at least 3 different rainstorms. First one was the lightest, and then we had a heavy one, and then another light one. It's been a nice day today. Very relaxing. Hopefully you're out catching some fish today on your Sunday off. And that's the end of this video. I'll put some fishing clips at the end of this. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. My last stretch of water I fished, I had a big doe standing there on the bank looking at me. But didn't have the camera turned on. That one got away. Okay, as always, thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. We'll see you in our next video. See some big fish in there, but they just don't seem to want to bite. I can see 2 bass that are over 12 inches in there. And 1 trout came after my streamer. So we're going to tie this one and see what this can do. Tally for so far today are 2 smallmouth, less than 6 inches apiece. And I've had 6 or 7 sightings of trout. They're extremely spooky because the water is so low. Let's clip our tag end off here. I am getting wet. I'm hoping the rain stops. I'm going to hide under the bridge here till it does. I have no rain gear with me, and I'm at least 4 miles away from where I parked. Alright, let's adjust our GoPro here, and let's try our green weenie. Let's see what the green weenie can do. I have 1 split shot on. This should catch something. Luckily it's not raining too hard. It's a nice soft rain. We have fish following it. There we go. What do we got? Bluegill. Yep. Yep, that's a bluegill. Little tiny one. Easy release. So our green weenie back in there. Any fish is a good fish for me. I have a 3-weight ultralight fly rod. It makes any little fish feel like it's a big one. Hopefully it'll stop raining here soon. Get a nice drift through there. See my line floating through there. Oh, another bite. Yeah, now it's starting to rain a little harder. One more drift through here. No takers. Nope. Okay, we're going to hide back under the bridge. Back under the bridge. Should have brought a wading jacket today. I didn't check the forecast to see what it was going to do. We'll just sit under here and dry out. We'll wait till it stops. Try again. First one was in the tree. Second one was wrapped around my pole. Maybe three's a charm. Yep, three's a charm. A little bit better of a bass. There we go. Come here. Come here right after that one. Bass number 4. See if we can get a bigger one out of here. I can see them in here. I just got to get them to bite. Deal number 2. That's a little bit better. Orange belly's starting to come back. Must be spawned out. Got him in the jaw. That one won't come out. Yeah, not bad. If we can get another one out of there. red-eye bass. I think I got the right bait now. All hooked in the jaw. Well, here comes the rain again. Gonna hide back in my hideout here underneath the bridge, and we'll ride this one out. I think I'm done fishing in this hole. Let's go back underneath the bridge here. Hopefully you can see me. It's kind of dark under here. Just starting to dry out from the first drenching. Now it's starting to rain again. Just before I turned the camera on, a brook trout jumped out of the water after an emerging fly, and then looked like a small brook trout. I could see the orange belly. Did about a 2-foot leap out of the water, end over end, chasing that fly, trying to get away. And unfortunately, I didn't catch that on the camera. It's starting to rain again, so I'm going to ride this out till it stops, and then I'm going to start heading back. As you can see, I'm hiding underneath the bridge. Sun is out and it's pouring down rain. I have no rain gear with me today. Nice and wet. And caught a few bass. I think I caught 5 bass today, about 3 bluegill. Saw a couple trout. That's the end of this video. Hopefully you enjoyed me fishing the east branch of the Brandywine today. No big fish today. And as always, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on our next video. Tight lines.